Be me, human fighter, with halfling gunslinger and elf ranger, fighting an enemy rogue as a boss we've been tracking for over an in-game week. Starts off bad. NPC guards gets charmed by magic, and I get sneak attacked by the rogue. I'm at half HP. Ranger takes a shot with disadvantage using sharpshooter for some reason. Misses, but would have hit if not for sharpshooter. He uses sharpshooter in every single attack he makes, without fail. Next turn he manages to see the rogue long enough to get a hunter's mark on him. Meanwhile, I'm trying to help the guard snap out of it, and our halfling is shooting whenever the rogue appears, but his shit rolls. Next turn for the ranger. First thing he does is cast Pass Without a Trace on all three of us. Halfling and I are looking at him like he's got two heads. Why would anyone want to do that in the middle of combat? Eventually, we think he's some weird plan and go with it. Rogue getting tons of hits on us, and we can't see anything because of the smoke. Halfling manages to get crit shot on a rogue, does max possible damage and wins him instantly. I finally snap the guards out of charm. Ranger's next turn. He asks the DM if the rogue can be stealthed now due to Pass Without Trace. DM now looks at him like he's got two heads, along with a halfling and I. DM asks what the hell is he talking about? Ranger says that Pass Without Trace prevents enemies from stealthing against us, right? Super fucking wrong. Halfling and I literally facepalm at hearing that. Ranger also didn't read that Pass Without Trace is concentration, so he dropped Hunter's Mark and doesn't know where the rogue is. Can't see him to recast. Rogue's turn comes and gets a crit with sneak attack. Ranger takes so much damage he dies on the spot. Ranger player calls bullshit. How was he supposed to know he couldn't concentrate on two things at once? That the rogue did too much damage, yada yada. Guy disconnects after yelling all this. We didn't get a chance to respond. Haven't played since then.
Well, you know what? That's a good thing. I don't really... See, this is the thing with playing online. Like, a lot of people don't like playing online. I've actually I kind of prefer it at this point, playing online, if I'd be completely honest with you. Because
IRL takes too much social interaction.
Yeah, and like, you know, if you're really having a bad time, you can just, like, disconnect.
Disconnect now.
And, like, you know...
Never have to speak to them ever again.
Like, it's not you're going to run into them by accident or anything, you know, or if you do, it's like, yeah, sorry, I don't know who you are.
Getting a pint of milk, it's like, there you are, why'd you leave the game?
Pocket sandwich. You know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't know, like, what is it with people that just really don't want to leave what their spells do?
Hey.
Yeah, but you just don't.
That's why I just don't pick spellcasters.
See, look, at least you know.
Because this would be me.
But at least you know your faults and you know that
I don't play into my faults.
Just don't play something that you know that you're not going to have the time to enjoy. So, do you get what I'm trying to say? I don't know. Like, let's see what happens with this. This one, I mean, I've came across it, but never anything like. Normally, people just shut the fuck up if they know that they're wrong. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like you're just wrong, man.
No, because look at the whole of Twitter, they don't, and they're all wrong, most of them.
Yeah, actually, that's a very valid point.
Not D&D, but that's immaterial. Doesn't understand core game mechanics, despite being reminded weekly.
Yeah,
Don't even look at me!
Look, I'm just as bad, if I be honest with you guys.
Doesn't understand his own character's mechanics. Forgets them just as quickly as the I can't deny it. Doesn't bother to level up his character.
I've only done that once. Right?
Barely bothers to roleplay. Goes AFK frequently without warning or notice. Interrupts whatever's happening when he gets back to ask for a summary of what he's missed. In a text game where he can just scroll up and read them all.
I don't know.
And that's just laziness.
You know what that is? I can't help but think, is that a gamer move? Is that
alpha male mentality? That's
it's like, I'm not going to do that, you tell me, you know? Yeah.
So far sounds like he's just not that engaged with the game, right? I should be so lucky. Freaks out every time a fight doesn't roll over for the party. Badgering the GM to tune it back. Freaks out when another player's character spends a round in combat frozen in shock for role-playing reasons, rather than taking the most tactical, optimal action.
Mightful.
Has no consideration for the consequences of his actions outside of combat. Face checks every magic item and suspicious passageway we find just to see what it does. Betrays the party in the final dungeon. Freaks out when he gets his ass handed to him by the rest of the party, who know the rules better and know his character's weaknesses. Tries to role lawyer shamelessly. He doesn't know the rules, but tries to role lawyer. Okay. tries to Rose lawyer shamelessly, gets shut down hard by the GM seeing through his bullshit. Still turns what might have been a dramatic moment into a protracted rules argument. Has the audacity to DM me and ask me to throw the PvP for pity's sake because it's dishonourable to use grappling against another player characters apparently.
What?
Shows up the next session with a new character and a shit-eating grin like another adventure is just going to waltz into the dungeon in the middle of nowhere where the party has chased the villain down into before the final showdown.
I mean, we do that all the time.
Yeah. It's up to the DM, but like...
sometimes players just fall from the sky.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes...
Or you find them in a corner of the dungeon. Help me.
We used to do that. There's this here guy from Singapore that I'd play with from time to time, and because his time zones are so out of whack with everyone else's, he has no idea what time we play at.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's very much 50-50 where he shows up, and then sometimes he has to go off and do stuff, so like, he kind of just falls from the sky, and then gets sucked back up into the sky, and then falls back. You know, you want to have him there, but the guy's in Singapore, for God's sake.
My face when the GM lets it fly. Being the colossal pussy that I am, I don't say shit, and promise myself this campaign is almost over, and this guy definitely isn't going to be invited to the next one.
You got that going for you, at least. I don't know. Look, I feel like this is the core of this channel every time. Like, really what it comes down to is what is the biggest character trait of a neckbeard? And I believe it's complete and utter lack of self-awareness, or the lack thereof of the ability to see yourself the way other people can see you. And it just baffles me that people can be like this. And
you can be like that sometimes.
No, I only do it to people. I know exactly whenever I'm doing it because don't push me. All right, I never act like that guy unless someone therefore gives me a reason to act like that guy. Because I don't know, you know, I feel like sometimes I'm past that point in my life where I'm like, oh, let's be like I'll be nice to anyone. Like, you know, I'm not a nice person, but I'm not going to turn around and be a dick. But if someone's
I'll tell you when you're annoying me.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and if someone's trying to be aggressive or whatever with yourself, it's like, mate, go fuck yourself. How does that sound? You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to try and shit all over my day, I'm just going to do it right back at you.
Exactly.
And I really don't even feel bad in the slightest. Even then, this guy doesn't seem that bad. He just seems like a pain in the dick than anything.
But nobody said anything to him, so he's just as bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
A fight with bandits doesn't go our way, and at least 2 of us will die in a few rounds. I surrender for a grip. Everyone looks at me like I just betrayed them. One of the players shoots an arrow at me. I die. Fight goes on. TPK. I get blamed for it. DM calls and says the other players voted me out of the next game. It's fine, the DM and me go way back and have dealt with worse. Their next game ends in a TPK against goblins that they didn't even have to fight in their second session. They fired the DM for being too hard on them. He wasn't, he fudged the dice as much as he could. Playing with random people seems to breed exclusion when things go wrong instead of dialogue when you play with people you actually know. Compromise is a thing of the past.
I think, you know what that is? I think that's the dehumanizing aspect of playing online.
Because where you're not sitting, you can't read people's faces. You can't read people's tone of voice.
You know, I like, whenever it comes to me playing online, I would play like 50-50. Sometimes I have a camera on, sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
It just depends. But most people I've played with don't have cameras.
Yeah.
Or anything, like, you know, and that's fine. I'm not, like, you know, I'm not wanting to be like, no, you have to work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do think that has definitely had a dehumanizing aspect. Not just in role-playing games, just across the board, everything. And, you know, you can see that in every other aspect of our lives, you know, be that political or ideological or, you know, anything really. I do feel like human life has definitely plummeted. Would that be fair to say?
Right, you slimy human maggots. We has been working hard at Neckbeardia to get the bestest little people that monies can buy. We got all the boys here. We got the boys, the lizard boys, vampire boys, all the boys over at Neckbeardia. Oh, we also got some pretty girls too. But I can't really make out which one's the boys and which one's the girls sometimes. But anyway, I need more monies to get more daggers, so get on over and order some now, you filthy pigs.
Every video that we post, we're going to be giving away all of our homebrew content to one lucky winner. Every video. All you have to do to be in with a chance to win is to be subscribed, leave a comment, and like this video. And today's lucky winner is this guy! Well done! Well done! To claim your prize, just send an email to neckbeardia@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the video. This happened with a group I ran for games for in high school, and it stuck with me for nearly a decade. Have a fine group and one new player. She's a manic pixie dream girl.
I haven't heard that term in years, no. Manic. It went so out of fashion, so did the manic pixie dream girl. Everyone realised, oh wait, that bitch is actually fucking insane.
Manic?
Yeah, no, the manic fucking depressive, more like, it's not no dream girl.
She's a manic pixie dream girl everybody else tolerates because one of our best players is trying to bone.
Oh, well, there you go then.
During pre-session discussions over Skype, she presents her PC to me. She intends to play a water Genasi ranger.
Why?
Who was raised by wolves. What's it called?
Gensi. I think it's Gensi, I'm pretty sure. I've never seen anyone actually play one.
Why would they pronounce it Gensi whenever there's an A in it?
Gensi, I don't know.
Genasi?
Genasi, it is Genasi. So.
Yes. Shut up, retard.
Okay.
Who was raised by wolves. Attempt to explain to her that my setting doesn't really allow for that, but she is persistent that she won't play unless it's allowed. Allow it despite my better judgment. There's your first.
Well,
look, this is your problem.
Well, no, you've got.
It's your fault.
Yeah.
It's your fault. First session rolls around. Party saves some local knights on the road from a goblin raid and take them to their city. Don't take goblins into a city.
No, it's knights. Is it wait, save some local knights?
I thought they took goblins. Right. Small crowd of peasants form to see the injured knights. A homeless girl throws a rock at one of the knights. She rolls well in the attack, and I embellish that she hits them in the eye. Guard seizes the girl. Water Genasi approaches the girl. An eye for an eye. She then declares her intent to shove a dagger into the girl's eye. The entire table was visibly shocked and confused. Allow it after brief discussion regarding whether or not everyone is comfortable. Ew.
I don't I don't think that's the word. I don't think it's that bad.
I had run this exact campaign 3 times at that point, and countless times since. And she's the only player I've had actively meme the child. This was an indication of things to come. She went on to have her PC refused to go to sleep at the inn and troll the streets at night looking for somebody to fuck. On another occasion before, we ended up kicking her from the group. She got the party attacked by assassins, and when the other PCs expressed anger, she climbed a tree and refused to come down.
That's kind of funny.
After another player used charm person to coerce her PC down, she, out of character, accused them of basically rapping her character. What?
You know what? I actually think she's kind of funny at this point. I know she would be an absolute nightmare.
Insufferable.
She would be absolutely fucking insufferable to be around. The real question is, did you guy get his dick sucked though? Did you get his dick sucked?
Did they bone though? I want to know, did they bone?
I want to know, because
Did your friend bone?
Did he get his hole? If he didn't, this is a complete fucking waste of time, and you failed miserably. But, look, your friend got his dick sucked. All is good in the world. It could have been a lot worse. And
somebody asked him, did he get to bone her before you kicked her? And the fella goes, I don't know, I think one time they got kind of close before the game, but I ended up cockblocking him because I showed up at their house early.
What? Oh my god.
Bro!
Mate,
no.
That's horrible.
Somebody said, good, don't let homie stick his dick in crazy.
I mean, yeah.
Finishing up a 3-year campaign with some good friends. Met through the game, played nearly every other week without fail. Major save the world subplot involving restoring a magical barrier to protect the world from elemental incursion.
Here, wait, that's World of Warcraft.
Basically.
That's a cataclysm there. I see you.
Camping actually starts with our town being Campaign.
Right, just keep going, it doesn't matter.
Campaign actually starts with our town being destroyed by the elemental guardian of fire, and we somehow survive.
Right, this is World of Warcraft.
Now before I continue, the DM was incredible. He was a master world builder. He was capable. He made interesting combats. He was a phenomenal DM. This horror story is only because it was so very divergent from what I think any of us were expecting. The goal of the group is to restore the barrier and prevent the elements from ravaging the material plane. Goal is to find the MacGuffin that becomes legendary items when we kill off an elemental.
Literally World of Warcraft. Or
They're saying that their DM was incredible. No, the DM just played too much.
Whoa.
I was like, I'm going to make a campaign.
This is giving me mega WoW vibes.
Travel the world interacting with a variety of cultures and political intrigue while trying to fulfill the megaplot. Finally manage, over the course of 2.5 years or so, to get all the gems. And
the Chaos Emeralds. Get the Chaos Emeralds and help Sonic with the Chaos.
to get all the gems.
What was Crystal's thing with the Chaos Emeralds? I can't remember now.
Oh, I couldn't remember.
I need to go over Chris Chandler. It's been too long.
To get all the gems and kill off the final elemental. Learn that illithids on steroids are invading all of the planes and killing off the gods. End up with major dilemma as we learn that there are other interested parties, including Tiamat.
Yeah, the big dragon. Again, literally Cataclysm. You've got Deathwing here. It's like, let's just use the Forgotten Realms version of Deathwing, and there we go.
Learn that Tiamat, who's imprisoned in Avernus, wants to restore the barrier, but needs to get out. Learn that giving her the elemental gems will cause them to be destroyed, and we just have to trust her to do the right thing. Use all of our contacts to discover that we could conceivably use our powers to restore the barrier ourselves, but would have to kill Tiamat.
And nothing of value would have been lost.
Now the story gets more interesting because one of the players retired a PC who was thought to be dead by some of the party. This was a generally beloved PC who showed up in the 11th hour, being run with consent of the former player by the DM. Old PC shows up, gives impassioned speech about the nature of gods and elementals reducing mortals to playthings. Wants to use the gems to sever the material plane from every other plane. This would end all faiths and magic from the world. It also means no souls would go to the afterlife, we learn. After some sincere deliberation, we subdue the former PC. Battle Tiamat, as the final way to empower the gems is to kill her. We succeed. We're level 18 at this point. Return to our material plane and debate on what to do. Figure out how to use the gems and restore the barrier, protecting not just our realm but all realms from the incursion, with our souped up gems. Gems are destroyed, and the few of us who relied on them lose their magical ability. Being that identifies as the god of music shows up, declares that they are so happy that the most recent song ended like it did. I forgot to mention that some of the world's greatest bards mysteriously showed up on our lawn and started playing a song while we finished our task.
Oh, we're halfway there.
Explains that he didn't know how to end his symphony until he wrote it with our action. Okay, wait, if your music is describing how it ends, were you there when it began? Well, yes, I started it. The fuck? Mind you, we've really never met this god of bards, and he only showed up a few times in the course of 3 years, briefly to intervene. Nobody knew who he was. We learned this person was responsible for everything, including our mutually tragic backstory of all of our friends and family burning up to the wrath of a fire elemental. Most of us have lost our powers. Ask what he'll do next. He explains he figured it was his last song, but since it isn't, he'll have to write another one. It's the final fucking session we learn that the mastermind behind everything is just going to keep doing this. We have no power. Session is supposed to end in 30 minutes. When I tell you the collective silence that followed.
The Burning Crusade. I'm just saying. I'm sorry, I can't with the Woo references.
Oldest member of the group, who also lost his powers. Very upset by this. Group sort of divides between, do we fucking fight this guy? Versus, if it's not this god, it's somebody else fucking up the world. What's the point? Unbelievably demoralized, which in retrospect is really a special experience in an RPG, but goddamn we were gut punched. Finally, a few of us pick a fight with this literal god, fully expecting to die in some last charge of the light brigade moment. One PC actually refuses to fight, for a few rounds at least. What probably felt like a narrative fumble was eventually picked up though. Had it ended with that reveal, or had we not picked the final battle, I probably would have been so sad. DM manages to salvage our surprise and probably sensed our disappointment. We are able to obtain our powers, one of us by making a bargain with a fae.
Great idea, guys. Great.
Another guy took a new paladin oath, etc. Fight is unbelievably powerful god. Managed to do more than 2,000 points of damage in 10 rounds and survive intact. Somehow. Finish the session with a very satisfying epilogue. More of a story of horror averted, but holy shit. For a minute it felt like 3 years leading up to the final session, with nothing more than a last session twist revealing that nothing that we did was a real consequence, and that we were all, in the end, the playthings of a bored god of music.
Well, you know what? It worked out.
Tom Bombadil at it again!
Yeah, it fucking is, actually. Honestly, though, I feel like it worked out quite nicely. I'm happy for these guys. Mm-hmm. I get why they would be upset and all, but if you're putting that many gods into a setting, are mortals not just the playthings of gods within, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I don't really like the idea of putting gods into a lot of
Are we not all just the playthings of gods?
Yeah. What's puppet? Oh, I probably shouldn't put that one in, actually, the puppet meme. You know, the one that's like...
Yeah,
no, I can't...
Yeah,
let's not put that in. But no, I don't know, like, I think it worked out alright. You know what? I do feel like gods of singing aren't utilised very well. I think Aslan was quite good. I like that in Narnia, where he sang the world into existence. I like Tom Bombadil, and I feel like it's very old-fashioned.
You know who's not talked about enough?
Who?
T.E. Macaron.
Oh, for God's sake. You know what? He is a god of... Fucking T.E. Macaroni. I like T.E. Macaroni. I think he's a good guy. Like, I think that's where we're going to end it, though, will we?
Yeah.
We didn't do that many stories. It was only a couple here, but they're alright. And they were interesting takes, I always like it whenever you see a bad situation turned around. I feel like this was more just the DM not really thinking about it.
Shit.
Oh, fuck, actually, does this... Yeah,
3 years worth of gameplay, like actual, like IRL 3 years was like, oh, shit.
You know what, I need to
How am I going to wrap this up?
How am I going to readjust this? How can I work this out? And you know what, it's possible. This is why there's no point in, see if you mess something up, never think about retconning. Don't bother retconning. Just work with it and rework it in some way, shape, or form. Whatever you've got in mind, put it in front of the players. They may not...
because we know how to end a campaign successfully, guys.
I mean, well, the last campaign that ended for me was... The one that we actually played to the end was around the Frost Maiden, and my character didn't die, but I don't know if he was happy with the end. Well, it worked out well for him. I think, he turned into a bleeding jar, and we're pretty sure he's going to show up at some point in the near future. We'll see. We'll see.
Thanks for watching, guys. Let us know what you think about the video down below, and while you're down there, check out the links to the website, to the models, the subclasses. It really helps us out so much, guys. And hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we post a video. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye!